What's going on, guys? Welcome to a brand new video on the channel, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at 4-2-2 as a formation, as well as the custom tactics and instructions that we use to get 25 and 5 first ever for Champions Weekend League on FIFA 20, which is pretty decent. It's a League 2 finish, and let's take a look at the squad that we did use. We've got Oblak, Varane, Longley, Robertson, Walker, Ndombele, Sissoko, Aguero, Mane, Son and Salah. It's a pretty good team, pretty well balanced, I think, in all areas of the pitch. And that being said, I was pretty impressed with the squad, as well as Sissoko as well. I think he's definitely worth the coins. And yeah, let's take a look at the custom tactics that we did use. To start off, we're going to look at the formation and how it actually lines up in games. 4-2-2, we've got Sissoko and Ndombele as the CDMs, with Mane and Salah at LAM and RAM, and Son and Aguero up top. Son obviously on the left because he's got that 5-star weak foot, which comes in clutch in this game. These are instructions that we do use. We've got stay central and get in behind, and stay forward on both the attackers. Default on LAM and RAM. And for the CDMs, we have cut passing lanes, cover center for both of them, and balanced attack for one of the CDMs, and drop between defenders for the other. I should have changed that because I just wanted to test that out once, but we've left that in there. I'll change that for next week. And the LB and the RB are both stay back while attacking. So let's take a look at the tactics right now. We've got press after possession loss with 6 width and 5 depth. I don't want to be too far up the pitch and too far behind as well, but I do want to press the opponent and deal with the opponent as soon as I can, rather than allowing them to come just outside my box and, like, you have that triangular passes happening there. I don't want to be dealing with that. So we've got press after possession loss. And for offense, we've got balanced 5 width, 8 players in the box because I want a lot of people up top, and that again helps with pressing once you lose the ball. On corners and free kicks, we left it on default, but I think for next week I'm going to change the corners to 2 bars because I do not want too many people up front with how ineffective corners are in this game and how easily you can get counted. So let's take a look at some of the highlights of the FUT Champions games that we did play. And with that in the background, let's talk about some of the gameplay issues that have been addressed and some of the other issues that I did have with the game. So start off, we're going to talk about the passing of this game, and it's definitely different from FIFA 19, and it requires you to be a lot more composed with your passing. So personally, I'm a kind of player who likes to have quick build up, quick passing, and unfortunately on FIFA 20 this doesn't happen. So you've got to be more composed, play a lot more passes than I would like. Personally, I play way more passes than I would on FIFA 19, and that kind of slows the game down, but it does require you to, there's no more blind 180-degree passes that you can do. You can do some of them, but most of the time you need to be well composed, facing the right direction, putting in the right power, and so passing is definitely harder in this game, but in a way I do think it's better. I don't like it personally, but I do think it is better to an extent where you've got to seriously sit down and play this game. It's pretty sweaty almost every game, and people who like keeping possession are gonna have a blast because winning the ball back can get pretty difficult in this game. And now let's talk about goalkeepers. I do know they brought out a patch and they did fix a few things, but they didn't fix everything. The goalkeepers do now catch a lot more of the crosses, which is good, instead of batting them away, but you've still got goalkeeper rebounds happening, which can be pretty frustrating in game, and especially against opponents who know the fact that these rebounds do happen in games, and they shoot from ridiculous angles knowing they're going to get the rebound and they're going to smash it in. It happened to me a couple of times, and I think I've definitely captured it on video, so if you can look out for that in game, because it does happen to us quite a few times. And then we'll talk about dribbling. Dribbling, it is different. It's pretty nice. It's something new, but unfortunately I'm a bit disappointed that I wasn't able to dribble as much as I would have liked, or used as many skill moves as I would have liked, just for the fact that with the servers being the way they are, dealing with the delay, you don't think about doing too many skill moves. You're more about creating some space and smashing in the ball instead of trying to dribble around the opponent. So unfortunately the dribbling is pretty good if you play on squad battles, for example. It's pretty good. You can dribble around, you can turn quite well, it's pretty smooth, but Unfortunately, when you play online in this game, with the servers being the way they are, can't really enjoy dribbling and skill moves to the fullest extent, and that's a real shame because I do believe this game has a lot of potential to be pretty good, but unfortunately servers are kind of holding them back. And then we can talk about shooting this year. I do know some people are struggling to score goals, but I think shooting this year is definitely way easier than it was last year. And with the nerfs to the goalkeeper movement as well, shooting is now definitely easier. And you can do all sorts of shots, cross goal shots, finesse shots. Um, I didn't have too many problems scoring. Like we scored a lot of goals in 30 games that we played. So it's definitely a step in the right direction. Didn't find too many issues with shooting, although there is some inconsistency, and I was missing quite a lot of shots with players with 4-star weak foot, which is kind of annoying because if you go back to the replay and you kind of look at the direction that I was facing or the direction that I was aiming to shoot, it was definitely on target, but with no pressure from the defender as well. I was getting, I was shooting the ball completely wide. That was a bit annoying. That bit is inconsistent, and again, we've still got few issues in the game that still haven't been resolved, and that's rebounds, goalkeeper rebounds, and defender rebounds. When you tackle the ball for some reason is just going straight back to the strikers. Not as much as it did in FIFA 19, but still quite a lot. Too much for my liking, to be honest. As well as another big issue is player switching. For some reason, you can't really, switch players properly in this game. It's quite annoying because you've been a lot of situations where the games are really tight and you're playing really good opponents and you're trying to tackle them manually, obviously, and for that you need player switching to work. But unfortunately, in this game, player switching just doesn't work like it should, and sometimes it doesn't even register. And when it doesn't register, that means instead of running towards your opponent with your center backs, you're running in the opposite direction with your midfielders. It looks absolutely ridiculous, and that definitely needs sorting. And hopefully, they can get that sorted in the next few patches. Another gripe I kind of had was with penalties. For some reason, every year they like to complicate it more than it needs to be. I for one would just prefer if it was pretty simple, like you had left or right, top and bottom probably, and then the center. That's about it. If the goalkeeper gets to the right direction, he saved it. That's basically all I'd want the penalty shootouts to be. But for some reason they complicate it more than it needs to be, and with delay and sometimes controls not registering, you absolutely sky the ball or shoot it in the opposite direction to what you actually wanted to shoot it in. Yeah, and last but not least, we have to address the server issues. I think that's the biggest issue with this game. I just wish they'd listen to us and kind of get that bit sorted out. Like, surely they've got to know that they, as much as developers can make a really good game, take in all the feedback that we give them, if they do not have the servers infrastructure to handle the number of players that are playing online, all the updates and patches that they bring out won't make any difference to a lot of us who just play the online game mode. So that's a real shame. I hope they can take that into account, and and also eligibility. I'm just kind of hoping that India gets eligibility because a lot of us playing here, and that would make a lot more sense if the whole point of playing for champs would make sense if we did have eligibility. There's a lot of us who last year did get 27 and should have been verified but didn't because we don't have eligibility. I hope they can fix that issue as well. And with that being said, I think one other thing I wanted to address was people talking about how FIFA 20 in its current state is worse than FIFA 19. I think that's absolutely a ridiculous statement to make because FIFA 19 was hands down the worst game, worst FIFA game ever, I believe, and definitely it's no comparison. FIFA 20 is definitely better. You don't have to deal with first time shots out of the blue. like absolutely mad ones. If you played against a lot of icons, you know what I'm talking about. The Eusebio ones, the R9 ones, like from absolutely nowhere, you know, and it's so demotivating because you play against a team that has way better players, full icon squad, and the guys just drop back and spamming um, uh, first time finish shots or first time shots from absolutely nowhere. So this year, definitely that's better. You don't have your El Tornado crosses anymore. Crosses themselves have kind of been nerfed. I haven't seen too many people, flicking the ball up and whacking it in. That's definitely a positive. So yeah, overall, FIFA 20 definitely better than FIFA 19. We've got issues with servers, few other tiny issues that they need to get sorted. And another main issue was basically how overpowered dropback is. I don't think it's too overpowered if the servers are fine and we can play in no delay. You can actually dribble around them and make spaces, but with delay, like with input delay, there's no way, we're going to be able to beat people who play on dropback. With that being said, that brings us to the end of the video. Thanks for watching, everyone, and we do live stream on Twitch, so do check out the link in the description. And yeah, let me know what formation you use, what your finish was in the weekend league, and if you do like what you see, drop a like on the video. Do subscribe to the channel so you can stay updated whenever I drop a new video. And yeah, see you guys soon. Cheers.